What up? Your girl back. Your girl back. What up, yo? Welcome back to the corner. Let's get right into it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my corner.
Welcome to my corner. Let's have a talk now. From Miami to California. Check your girl out. I'm gonna give it to you straight up. That's right. That's right. Keeping it real, no games inside. Let's go. Welcome to my corner, y'all.
I know what you about to say. You said you were gonna give more content. You said you were gonna make more videos. Y'all, somebody I love passed away, and so I had to go to a funeral. And I don't believe in hopping on cameras if, like, mentally and physically and emotionally I'm not all there. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So I took a break, but I'm back. I don't know if I'm better, but I'm back. Okay, so I had to go to a funeral in North Carolina, and if you don't know, I'm not really from there, but I'm from there because that's where I went to college and that's where I grew up some of my life, and that's where my family is. So North Carolina is my comfort state. It is the place where I love to go. And so I went to North Carolina last weekend. No, the weekend before. I went to North Carolina for a funeral. And while I was in North Carolina, I got to see my friends and my family members, and I just got to be around people that I loved. And it was so necessary because in New Orleans, I don't really have that here. Like, it's so lonely here. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And so while I was home in North Carolina, I got super duper sad. Yes, because someone died, but I was super duper sad because I'm missing out on moments. Like, my friends have children and they only know me by Facebook, okay? My friends are married and they're taking couples trips and they're doing things and, like, just having cookouts on Saturdays, and I can't be there because I live here. And I don't even like these people here. They don't treat me right. And so I literally had a moment in by myself, and I was just like, okay, maybe I need to move back to North Carolina. Like, maybe I should move to Charlotte, and then I could be like 4 hours away from my family, so close enough that I can drive to them, but also have my space. And so God literally just kind of punked me and was like, look, you can be purposeful or you can be comfortable, but you cannot do both, okay? If you're going to try to be comfortable, everything that I have for you will be gone. If you want to be purposeful, I can be a comforter for you, and I can give you comfort in these dark spaces. Okay, so I know. Come here. We all can be together. So, comfortability, purpose over comfortability. Okay, because remember we did purpose over popularity, purpose over comfortability. Comfort is something that we all strive for. We all want to feel like a little bit of, like, relaxation and peace, right? But sometimes you don't have that when you're chasing purpose. Sometimes purpose requires you to be so isolated. I hate it, but it requires that. Sometimes purpose requires you to separate from your friends, and sometimes purpose requires you to take jobs in different cities that no one understands. Sometimes purpose requires you to do things that no one gets, and you're trying to explain it, but then they look at you like you're crazy, but it's like, no, I'm not crazy, I'm just being obedient. And so what do you choose? Like, do you give up, like, all this comfort, your fans and your friends and your family, to choose purpose? Or do you, like, chase both? And God was like, you can't chase both. Like, if you want it to be comfortable, like for example, my pastor just said this, if we want comfort, right? If we were chasing comfort, there would be no need for the cross. God wasn't comfortable on the cross. Everything you do requires sacrifice. The question is, how much are you willing to sacrifice? You can't be this amazing entrepreneur that you desire to be and you sleep past 12. You don't study the market. You don't have your business affairs in order. You're comfortable. You're lazy. You can't do that, right? I know it sucks, but you have to choose purpose. And so one of the things that I have been really working on, of course, is submission. If you're watching my Instagram, I'm working on being submitted, which is basically like being obedient and moving out the way, right? Okay, so I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I literally am just at this point where I'm just like, okay, so I can't be comfortable, right? So I gotta go through this season by myself. Fine, whatever. Nobody else understands it. I don't really like these people. My money kind of funny. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So what? So I'm doing all this for what? And God just like, okay, cool. So let's use the analogy of a seed. Okay, when a tree grows into this amazing tree, it starts off as what? A seed. And then in the seed form, it is planted into the ground and it is watered, okay? And then sometimes it's pruned and it's pricked and then it's cut down again, but it only grows up again, right? And so it keeps growing. Okay, then the seed eventually outgrows the pot. So then it's planted in another pot. And then it does the same thing. It's dark, it's watered, it's cut down against sunlight, it's dark. Okay. Sometimes we are seed, like your purpose is the seed, okay? Your dreams and aspirations, it's the seed. And sometimes you have to be buried and watered and pruned and plucked to grow. That's the only way it's gonna happen. See, here's the thing. You wanna chase your dreams and you want to be purposeful, but you also want to be comfortable. You want both, but you can't have both. Either you're going to allow yourself to be uncomfortable, you're going to get in the position of growth, which means it may be dark, it may be lonely, it may not be your season today. It may not be the season for you to take these big vacations. It may not be your season because you're trying to be purposeful. But at the end of the day, when the plant has finally produced, has come out of seed form, it's this beautiful flower, it's this beautiful plant. Do you stop midway or do you let the planter plant? You see what I'm saying? Like, you're a seed. You are. You beautiful individual. You are. You have seed. You are a seed, right? I know you probably like, well, I don't really understand it. It's really dark. It's lonely out here. I'm frustrated. God don't hear me. God hear you. Shut up. But you're being watered and sometimes you're being pruned and you're plucked. And it just sucks. And then you outgrow a pot. And then you get planted in another pot. And you get pruned. But your roots grow deep. Okay? Sometimes God is trying to give us roots. And it does not feel good. We can talk about another time. And so the thing is, God's trying to make you into a masterpiece, right? But you don't want to be uncomfortable enough to make him do what he said he's going to do. God told you you were going to be this amazing da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. But in order for you to be amazing, he got to work on your character. He's got to work on these different things, which means what? He's got to pluck and prune you. But the thing is, you like to be comfortable. You're lazy. You want to be comfortable. So you're going to forfeit the whole promise because you want to be comfortable? You're going to forfeit everything God has for you because you don't want to be by yourself for a little while. You're going to forfeit everything God has for you because you're missing out on moments. That's why they have FaceTime. You're going to forfeit the promise because you're tired of waiting. You're going to settle. Nah, son, nah. So one of the things that I have been working on is choosing promise. And if I choose promise, I might not feel good. And I don't feel good at all. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Sometimes I just be sad in my house. Sometimes it depends, but I realize that at the end of the day, I'm this wonderful creation that God is making. And sometimes you have to go through these different seasons, metamorphosis, the season changing, letting go of dead things, getting pricked and pruned, just so I can become what God made me to be. So, what did God tell you were going to be? Are you going to go through the process or are you going to quit prematurely? Because I can assure you, if you quit prematurely, you're going to forfeit the promise and you're going to be lazy and a bum. Choose promise, y'all. Choose promise and let God be a comforter. That's what I'm learning. I chose promise, so now I'm learning to let God be a comforter, letting him ease these parts of me that feel lonely, letting him in and doing these different things. Get to know him in a different way. Okay, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll be back in the corner next week. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.